Evening. How y'all doing? It's me. It's Wade. It's Friday night. It's bitch night. All sorts of fun and games coming your way, including lighting some cables on fire, just for shits and giggles. Uh, all sorts of things this week. It was a busy week. Everybody was busy all week long between work and running around and doing shit and trying to get some headway and leeway and financial stability and crushing the shit out of the ballpark and doing things with other things to try and do things to other things with. It was a busy week.
In hockey.
We had lots of hockey, and the CFL got their shit together and got their CBA ratified. So they're off playing in Winnipeg tonight. Are the Elks in the first preseason game of the season? So good to see that's on the go. They couldn't afford to take another year off. That would have killed the league. So good to see that. So yeah, it's been a busy week. Let's bring in Doe. Hi, Doe. Where are you? What happened to you? There you are.
I'm hiding.
There you are. Oh, why do you keep leaving? There you go.
I don't know.
I just keep mashing buttons. What's with the early start time? Positive Mike wants to know. Well, we started early because, well, we fucking wanted to. It's my show. I'll decide the times.
No, Bonzi isn't on tonight, so we figured, cut the difference.
Yeah, Bonzi's not on, so.
And no hockey tonight.
No hockey. So I figured, let's get on a little early. Danielle's hi adopted fam, and Kel says, hey kids, hi guys, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's see, we went today. Somebody has
We'll back it up. We'll go to the long weekend, and you did your.
Oh, you want to go there, do you? Oh my God, what a weekend!
I was babysat very well. I wasn't allowed to leave the house, and food was brought into me, and I had garden help putting the garden in, so that was really good. And it's kind of funny because it's like, okay, I got to go to the fort, so that's half an hour there, half an hour back, 15 to pick up food. Are you going to be okay? It's like, yeah, I don't want to go with you. Yeah, I'm going to be fine. So there's a big worry about leaving me alone. Yet here I am in the daytime, home alone.
Yeah, no.
So the sitter was good.
Yeah.
He's very thorough.
And you're right, Positive Mike. Bonzi is a slacker. How's the new bidet? I heard about that on the radio.
Did you win a bidet?
Yeah, you won a bidet a day in May from CKEA. So while Doe was doing all the gardening with Sheldon and being babysat, holy Jesus, fucking English is hard. And being babysat, I was in Pigeon Lake, a resort, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. It is right by the Rundle Mission down there, and it was absolutely fantastic. The only thing that could have been better was the weather. It was only about 13 degrees out and a little bit windy, which made it really trying. Everybody wanted to rush around and get pictures done really, really quick. So I did my best. I thought I did okay. I got some, pretty reasonable shots. This is JC and Michelle.
Gorgeous bride.
Yeah, she was absolutely gorgeous bride. Michelle, I've known for quite a few years. I worked with her at UPS years and years and years ago when I was with Big Brown, and she asked me to come out and do their wedding photos for them. And who am I to say no to doing some wedding photos? So away we went down to Pigeon Lake. They put me up for the night. They fed me. It was all good. And these are just three of the shots I've final edited here the last couple of days. So still working on the editing, and we'll get through that over the next little while. But that was my weekend last weekend, and then got home. And what did we did? We did Monday. We discussed this earlier.
Sheldon finally got to use my toys, and you should have seen the shitting.
Oh yeah, that's right. We
front wheel drive lawnmower. He's never used it before. Nobody in his house has been using it other than me. I kind of relinquished that to Wade last year somewhat, but it's still mine. But I had to turn over the reins. I can't do it anymore.
I've never seen somebody so possessive over a fucking piece of inanimate machinery as Doe is over that goddamn lawnmower.
It starts the first time you pull it. It's run beautifully. I don't want anybody to wreck it. And I said, make sure the oil gets checked. And sure shit, it was empty.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a good thing we did the spring checkup on it. Then we went through our week. I worked and tried to catch up on some missing sleep, and
got a family doctor.
Doe got a family doctor. Yeah,
spent that day running around.
She's going to see my family doctor, who I just started singing. To me, he's so far so good. So
Yeah, Joe's lawnmower, Dad's camera. Exactly. I
Yeah.
don't touch his camera. I don't touch his Mustang either. I have not driven it
yeah, exactly.
at all.
Well, it's your last chance
I don't
because
want
it's
to.
gone.
I don't want to.
Okay, fine. Then you don't have to. Then we went today. I took the day off from work and drove Doe into the Cross Cancer Institute, and
hence the new patches.
she got some new appliances. Not a washer, not a dryer, not a dishwasher, not a refrigerator,
Pass me that purple thing.
not an oven. But she got a what's it called? A power port.
Fired power port.
Yeah, she's got a power port.
So it's one of these units. It's actually this one down here, and they did an incision up here, let it through my main artery with a wire, led the catheter through, then did an opening here, connected the two, and oh my God, ow! But it's in.
And that's to feed her chemo.
The way it works is once this heals in 10 days, I can't wear a bra or anything for 10 days. Change the dressing on Sunday, shower on Sunday, and then just disinfect every second day. They take the staples and stuff out on the 6th.
Yeah.
When I go back. What it enables people or doctors to do is there's 3 bumps and a lump that will be under my chest permanently. I don't know if you can kind of see
No,
the
not
button
really.
sticking out. Yeah, you can.
There you go, a little bit there. Huh?
So I'll have this button, and what it enables them to do is take the right appliance and poke it through. There's 3 little bumps on it that they feel for, center it, and then they run the main line for blood draws, CT scan, fluorescence, my chemo, and that will be hooked up to a pump for day 2 and day 3 of my chemos. So it needed to be done. It's going to save me a ton of veins, and for now it hurts. I'm not going to lie, it fucking hurts because it feels like somebody both punched me in the neck and put a marble in my chest or a boulder or whatever you want to call it, and the tape pulls. So I had to, and I don't stick well to tape, so I had to kind of put another piece of tape across the top because it kept opening up. But yeah, it freaking hurts. It took 2 freezings for the upper to get into the vein, and it took 4 freezings for the lower. And yes, you're awake for it. So yeah, that's something to consider. I was a really good girl. I didn't bite anybody. I didn't punch anybody. I didn't scream, yell, cry. So I got a treat. I got a peach smoothie from McDonald's on the way home. So that was that.
And a fillet of fish, and a fries, and an apple turnover because this lady,
That's hungry.
she was hungry.
I was fasting most of the week, so
Today's cheat day.
today's my cheat day, and so I'm even having one of these.
There you go.
And I don't have these very often. I think we bought 3 cases 5 months ago or something.
Yeah,
and they're
something like
still
that when
sitting
they
there.
first came out. What else do we have? The other thing too at the cross, and it hit me hard today at the cross. I have a tough time in that building.
It's a tough building.
It's a really tough building, and every time we've been in there and dealing with the doctors and nurses, other than oncologist last week or whenever it was, but other than that, you're dealing with nurses daily, or every time we go in, we're dealing with different doctors every time we go in, and it is nothing but an upbeat, positive attitude in that building.
Yeah, they're very, very
And
good about it.
I couldn't do it. You can walk into an institution where
Even the girls doing the COVID screening are very positive.
probably I can't even hazard a guess as to what the final outcome for the majority of their patients is. And it's the majority of them, it's their last however long on this planet. And how you can deal with a patient that their end is near, and keep that positive attitude with the next patient that comes through the door. I commend those people. It's not a job I could do, man. Never.
And they're all very, very personable.
Yeah.
Helpful, personable. And if there's an issue where they're short staffed like they were today, they come and they tell you. So you're not, sitting there going, they're really good about it.
Yeah, they're really good. And we were going to do another beer sampling tonight from Positive Mike's, but I forgot to put any in the fridge, and I'm not in the mood for a beer tonight. But Positive Mike's sent over some beer and some ciders again, and we truly appreciate it. You can buy his swag at his site. Just Google Positive Mike's Brewing, and it'll come up. His beer is absolutely fantastic. We had the cider last week, and man, oh man, oh man, I could
really, really like that.
I think you can live on that stuff, that and just a sandwich, and I think you're good for about a week.
Depends on the sandwich.
As long as you got 7 or 12 of those things per day, because it's good. Yeah, you might be right, Daniel, but some of the nurses in there are only 14, 15 years old, I swear. So it's, some of them may have been sitting in the seat we're sitting in, but I don't think there's that many of the younger ones that are, maybe with a parent. But other than that, and the other thing I got thinking about today too is, I'm sure you've all heard of Ben Stetler. He's a young 6-year-old boy now. Happy birthday, Ben. It's his birthday today. He has brain cancer, 6 years old. I have my wife sitting across from me who has colorectal cancer and liver cancer. She's 54. And then my dad has bladder cancer. He's 86. Cancer knows no age, no anything.
Well, I had an interesting conversation with those nurses about it too.
You're fair game and open. It doesn't matter who you are and what you do. There's, it's there. It can get you. And what was your conversation?
They were asking how I got diagnosed and how long I've had my condition and stuff. And I told them, I says, I was being treated for hemorrhoids and everything else, but I was GI tract bleeding. And this bullshit went on for a couple of months when I, in fact, asked for a colonoscopy right off the bat, told him it was, the bowls are full of blood. I'm not passing anything. At that point, he should have put me in the hospital, but didn't. And she was telling me that there was a young girl who was about 12 who had breast cancer. Took them over a year to get diagnosed because the doctor didn't do the due diligence and just kept saying, well, you're too young to get cancer. You can't have breast cancer at age 12. It's just not possible. So it took her over a year, and she was already in stage 4 at age of 12 for breast cancer. So she didn't even bloom. She had to have them removed. And the nurses are mad. They're seeing more and more of that. And she said, these doctors need to step it up and look outside the box and do the investigations. Take the time, do the investigations. So what I like about this new family doctor, first thing he did, Wade kind of told him that I'd be coming in and stuff. First thing he did is he went and got a card and he said, make sure they send me all the tests. I want to see all the tests. So when I see mine next week, the oncologist, she'll be sending all the tests over to him, and he wants to double check to make sure everything's on.
Yeah, he is very thorough. I started seeing him 2 months ago, I guess, and I'm on blood pressure pills. So I went in when my last prescription ended to see him, get a new prescription, and kind of interview him.
And make sure the prescriptions were right.
After all, he's fucking working for me, to keep me healthy. That's his job. So he said, well, you're a new patient. I want to order the typical blood workup, da-da-da-da. He said, yeah, not a problem. Let's do that. And that way you have fresh information to go on and so forth. So we'll take care of that. And we did all that. And now I'm going for a sleep apnea test, a coronary test, a sperm sample test, you name it. I'm going to get tested for it. And then I had to go see him for my driver's medical. And I walked in there. He's, yeah, your driver's medical. Yeah. Okay. Come here. There's the eye chart. Keep your glasses on, cover one eye, read the bottom line, cover the other eye, read the bottom line. Signs the paper, goes there. I just did the rest of this fucking workup on you last week. I know you're good to go. Cost me $100, which is a good deal compared to other doctors that are $150, $200. And I thought to myself, that bastard just took $100 out of my pocket for 10 minutes worth of not really doing much of nothing. So it's, well, it is what it is. What can I tell you? If you're watching out there on the old YouTube or on Facebook, don't go over to YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, do all those fun things. Join us on YouTube, though. You can actually comment in the chat section, and we'll pop up, and we'll get to see what you have to say. And if we feel it's worthwhile, we'll bring it in. Danielle's kid's aunt who's my childhood friend, is planning her funeral. Triple negative breast cancer that has spread to her liver, bones, and has 4 kids. She found out while having issues breastfeeding her 4th baby. That's just awful, terrible, terrible. What do you say when stuff like this happens? There's nothing. There's no words, Danielle. I'm sorry. There's just no words to comfort somebody that's going through any of this shit. I've learned that. So,
which doctor info? I've got a few of them.
Yeah. Dad, don't send me the doctor info. Yeah, we will. He's really, like I say, he's really good. He's in Lamont, which is about 10 kilometers from us. He's a good doctor so far. He's not treating anybody for anything they don't have or so far. So it's
actually there's Holly and Joe really like Dr. Singh at Abbotsford. In Edmonton, Tamara. And he's very thorough as well. It's just I don't want to drive all that way. So that's another one, Dr. Singh. I can get his info.
Yeah, we can get his info for you from Joe too.
It'll save you a ton of gas.
Yeah. But then again, if you come out to Lamont, you can always stop by our place and visit.
She's been here more since I've been diagnosed than ever before.
I know, but just because
in a good sense. I mean, it brings families closer together.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. So I always ask myself when there's something turmoil, something big, it's like, what lesson can we learn? And the biggest one around here is don't procrastinate. I always got on these guys about procrastinating. I'm the only one in the house that really doesn't. I'll get to it, but it might not be this minute. But the boys have really been bad for procrastinating, and it's just a lesson to learn. Don't procrastinate. You don't know what tomorrow brings.
I put the pro in procrastination.
You joke about it, but it's not that funny.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm sad.
I'll be happy to get this tape off me because the tape really pulls.
Yeah, well, you just deal with it. You got 2 days of dealing with that shit, and then you'll be fine.
It's funny because you think you got a lot of clothes until you need certain clothes for things like this. And I don't have, believe it or not one frickin' button-down shirt in my whole wardrobe. So I have Wade's double XL.
That's my that's my Dave Grohl approved stagewear shirt.
And it's
from the Dave Grohl stagewear collection.
And I don't care. I'm going to look like this for 10 days.
Look like a hobo. I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass what you look like.
As long as they can see the bandages, they're not going to look at me too hard. They'll see the bandages and go, "Oh fuck, I don't know what she's been doing." But
So then with the Mustang, I've had it up for sale for a couple weeks. I've had a couple of looky-loos, a couple tire kickers, a couple scam artists, a couple dealerships. All trying to lowball me, all wanting something for nothing, and me basically just telling you, this is what I owe. If you're not willing to pay it, then fuck off. So Doe did some investigating here the other day, and ended up talking to the owner of House of Cars in the city, and we went in. We're going to go in and see him tomorrow. He has another car there we're going to go look at. I think it's what we'll end up. We're going to end up doing it anyways, no matter what. Is I've already spoken to the lien holder on the car, and we are going to just have them come and pick it up, a voluntary surrender of the vehicle, because the payment and the insurance and the fuel, that money is better off in our jeans. We need that to survive. We're down to 1 1/3 income, so it's a matter of survival for us. Even with Sheldon here giving us a helping hand, and fucking appreciate the hell out of that, it's still a matter of survival. So we're gonna go that route. But the person we talked to said, well, before you do that, let me work something out on another vehicle down and around that $300 to $400 a month payment, and that way you're not without a car. And then after we get all that finalized, buttoned down, and approved, then surrender your car. And because you're going to take such a big hit on your credit bureau that you're not going to get a loan until you go to that 28% type shit. So it's like, oh yeah, well, we'll give that a whirl and see if we can make it fly. If it flies, great. If not, well, then I give it the Mustang and don't worry about it. I'll bring the work truck home from work when I need to and just park her in the driveway. So if you see a 5-ton in my driveway, you know I'm home.
Not what I want to park in the driveway, and I don't know how town will feel about it, but I don't care.
I don't give a rat's ass how town feels about it. They can kiss my lily white ass. Tamara has no clothes. She's trying to get dressed for work this week. Scrubs won't work. Sweats don't work. Can't go naked. Well, do you have button-down shirts? Bring them here for dough. You can't wear them at work anyways, apparently. So.
No, I'll live. It's only 10 days.
Yeah. Other than that, it's sports week. Good week.
10 and under store tomorrow.
These guys won. I called it.
Fort Sask.
I'll have you know, I called it.
I called it.
I said 5. Oilers in 6. Doe actually hit it right on the nail head. She called Oilers in 5.
I did.
And she doesn't. She watches hockey come playoff time, and that's it.
I may watch 1 or 2 throughout the season.
Yeah.
And just kind of shake my head, but
yeah,
playoffs is what I like to watch.
Yeah. So the boys amped her up last night and got it done, and little controversy with the disallowed goal, but looking at it from various angles, I think he kicked it in the net.
Well, that same situation, 2 games prior, they called that same thing as a no goal for McDavid. So Ferris.
Yeah, we had 2 goals called back in the one game, I believe. Tamara, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was against 2. Calgary. Might have been LA.
But the one from McDavid was the one that was very, very similar to last night's.
Yeah. So all in all, it didn't matter if Calgary would have won last night. I don't think they would have won Game 6. The Oilers just outclassed them in every area of the game.
I think they put up a good defense.
It's good to see. The Elks start, like say, preseason tonight. Kind of looking forward to football this year. I haven't for the last few years. And I grew up with the Eskimo organization and just doing shit with those guys for years and years and years, and season ticket holder after that. And then I got married and started having kids and couldn't afford tickets anymore, so I kind of let them go. But I still tried to get to 3 or 4 or 5 games. I know Tamara loves the CFL football, and even she has been going the last couple of years. And it's because there's been nothing else offered at the games at all. It's just no attraction to go. The team sucked. The on-field, the in-game experience, it just sucked. Tamara went to the Grey Cup. Yeah, well, that's a different thing altogether. Yeah, I went to a Grey Cup with you, I think, that one year. But or you guys went. I don't. But there was no in-game experience at all last year. You can't bring in 1980s B-list rap bands for halftime entertainment. It doesn't really work. You got to spend a few bucks. And then Victor Chu came in as the president here 4 or 5 months ago, and it's a complete turnover. He's got everybody optimistic and ready to rock and roll. We must have been drinking Caesars because I really don't remember. And Danielle, little Baker is 6, so I'm heading out. Just wanted to pop in for a bit, say hi, take care. Sending big love to y'all. Thanks for popping by, Danielle, to go take care of the little one and give him a popsicle, because popsicles, they cure everything.
So does cake.
And cake. My dad's cake, me is popsicles. So, or sex, but he's probably too young for sex. When I'm sick, I feel like having sex. I don't know why that is, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, what else you got on the go there, lady?
Icky.
Oh yeah, I remember that. All right, dark Calgary one. What else we got on the go? What's coming up?
Tomorrow we get to go look at Fusion. Hopefully the Steel flies.
Yeah, look at the car tomorrow. And then Monday we're going to the movies.
Oh yeah.
Date night Monday night. Going to the Landmark Theater in Tamarack to watch the Top Gun Part 2. Oh, Emily, sweetheart.
Oh, I'm gonna look like a hobo.
Papa didn't tell you this show's not for children. Mama should know that shit.
I'm gonna look like a total freaking hobo.
Oh, it's even better. Theater. Just make everybody there feel guilty. I'll drag you in.
Oh, huge shout out to Carrie at Value Jug Mart for getting me in the milk and honey cream. Got to pick that up tomorrow.
Yeah.
She had to dig hard, I'm sure, to find it because I couldn't find it online even. So she found me that Burt's Bees. So awesome for that. And Joe and Holly for bringing us some groceries. They brought me wild caught salmon, some of the organic
Gizzards,
meat
yeah.
that I need to eat.
Gizzards and lizards and
they
liver
brought me
and
a whole boot and caboodle, and I'm good for a couple weeks.
yeah, a couple weeks worth of meat there. Yeah, thanks, Joe and Holly, for that. That's greatly appreciated. But that's another little life lesson here. You talk life lessons earlier. I'll throw this out there. If you know somebody that works in a store someplace, a small grocery store, a small drugstore, in our case, don't be afraid to go in and ask, hey, can you get me this, special order me this? And we've really noticed that since Doe's gotten sick and the different shit we need that, oh, this would be handier than hell to have, or this really works and we need this. Ask these people, talk to them, and if you tell them the truth, or even lie a little bit and
If you
tell
have a
them,
picture of the product that you're looking for.
yeah, it just makes them easier. And I noticed that even with Lamont Drugstore years and years and years ago, my spray and hair gel, they used to custom order it for me. So don't be afraid to ask people to, custom order something from you. Offer to pay for it up front if need be.
Big stores won't do it.
Big stores won't do it, but the small mom and pop operations usually will.
Yeah, like
so
Value Drug Mart, amazing. If they can get it, they'll bring it in. They have a couple of different vendors.
Tamara says use it. Kurt used his leg for everything, and yeah. I mean, to an extent, I don't want to get too guilty, but yeah.
Use what?
Your sickness.
That is one thing I will not do. I will not be victim. I don't play victim.
No.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I have this. I'm going to deal with it. I've been dealing with it holistically on my own in the meantime, because it's been 10 weeks now.
Yeah, 10 weeks.
Or more. Since March 1st.
That's when you finished up at the cancer camp.
And I didn't find out until the end
April,
of March.
May.
That the
and we're at the end of May. That's 8 weeks at least of sitting here waiting.
Yeah.
When time is of the essence. Well, here's 8 weeks off. And now we're going to be another 2 weeks till you're healed.
Yeah.
Because they can't do anything till you're healed.
And I'm not a candidate for immunotherapy.
Yeah.
So they're going to try gene therapy a little bit to stop the cancer from multiplying.
Yeah.
So that'll be in with the chemo this time around. At least I don't have radiation scheduled, so less burns, I'm hoping.
Hopefully
if they're going to use the same chemo, hopefully with what I'm doing at home, which is supposed to work in unison with the chemo, hopefully it does. But what I've done so far, like I say, with the ginger teas and stuff, I had to slow it down because I was losing quite a bit of tissue. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. But we'll find out when I get the CT scans. And we'll see what difference it made, because there were CT scans when this ended, and now there's CT scans coming up before this begins. So we'll see what progress the natural path stuff has made for me, if at all, in between.
Because theoretically, you've received no treatments over the last 10 weeks. By the time they do this, by the time they do the next treatment, theoretically, the cancerous tumors should have grown.
Or stayed the same or multiplied.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that what I have done with the milk thistle, the ginger teas, the green tea, and fasting has either held them at bay or diminished them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking diminished, because prior to doing the ginger teas and studying all these papers, like late nights studying all these different papers, but 10 days into it, I was losing tissue. So that tells me that the tumor is shrinking and allowing for things to pass through. And now at 30 days, I had to back off the ginger a bit, because not only was I losing a little bit of fluids and tissue, it was every time I went, I was losing a couple tablespoons. So I don't want to shrink it back too quickly, but I still want to keep it in check. So I know that it's shrunk down, at least the bowel has. Can't speak for the liver, hoping it did too.
We'll find out.
And I'll find out
In a
with these
couple weeks.
scans. I think June 2nd. Yeah, June 2nd, I get the CT scan. So I'll know more a couple of days after that. Once I do the comparisons, because I always run a comparison, it takes them a day or two to do that from the previous measures. So that's that. And on the 6th, I got to be up real early. Real early. Haven't had to get up that early since I quit Costco years ago. It's gonna kill me.
Hey, you get to drive my fat ass to work and then go to the city.
Not necessarily,
Well, maybe not. We'll see.
but I'll get up and have coffee with you.
Oh, I don't know if I can allow that. Mind.
Yeah, I know, morning issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I don't
know,
have a
you get
problem with
settled into your morning routine, and if anybody's in your morning routine, it's like, get away, you're in my space, blah blah blah. So yeah, I get it.
Well, from 4:55 till 5:25 is my download porn time,
I don't give a shit.
and then after that I check emails and go to work. That's my
I struggle
Well,
with
it's-
reality until that cup of coffee's in me. So I'm good. I just sit there and rock.
from 5:15 till 5:30 I sharpen a knife because I'm gonna go kill somebody, and then the coffee kicks in. I put the knife away and I go to work. So it's
Actually, I'm getting used to coffee without sugar, so that's a good thing. It's pretty hard to drink pop now.
another thing with regard to this school killings in that small town in Texas.
So sad.
Just horrible, horrific news. And everybody in Texas is screaming. The NRA had a meeting down there today or yesterday, I forget. I've heard of this shit. I haven't paid close attention. NRA had a meeting down there. No guns allowed because they were scared somebody was going to come in and shoot the place up. Okay. This kid walks in off the street, turned 18, walked in off the street, bought a semi-automatic military issue or two semi-automatic military style guns. Semi-automatic, fire as fast as you can pull the trigger, it'll fire rounds, and 780 rounds of ammunition. Just off the street, no background checks, no nothing. Just I want these two guns and these 780 bullets, and nobody said, "Wait a minute, why? What are you doing with this shit?" Nobody, no, not a question. And they're blaming the school for leaving the back fucking door unlocked. If this kid can walk in Texas and buy a gun off the street, why can't we walk into the gun or walk into off the streets in Texas and buy hand grenades?
Yeah,
What's the difference? In the grand scheme of things, what's the difference? Riddle me that, Batman.
Apparently, they're trying to figure out how he owns a $70,000 truck as well, and some other issues. Obviously, he's got money, and they can't figure that out because he lived with his grandmother, and didn't work.
Yeah, well, both his parents were deceased quite a while ago, apparently.
So I don't know if it's
So there might have been a trust
fund.
fund or something like that, and the kid just went wacko and hated grade 4 kids. We'll never know. We'll never know what triggered it.
It doesn't make it better that he's dead either.
No, it doesn't. I'd sooner have him
even-
alive and grill him. Like, why? Let's figure out why and start putting some
Texas
reasonings
had-
and why do
Texas has
people do
really,
this?
Really had a lot of school shootings over the years.
Well,
It was
they
19.
intercepted one the other day, like 2 days later.
So they need to figure this stuff out and quickly.
Well,
Well, and why are they
The-
holding the gun seller kind of accountable? Wouldn't that make some
yeah,
difference?
they should. But again, there's nothing to say that you can't sell them. You don't have to ask them why. It's not like Canada where we have to fill out a firearms acquisition
And
act
wait
and go through the
24
government, and wait, not 24 hours. You have to wait till you get all your information in, and then you can go buy a gun. And at that, we don't have semi-automatic rifles here with multi-clip magazines. Here, the biggest semi-automatic you can have for preloaded is 15 shells. And even that, in my
That's too many.
22, even that was a lot.
That's too
I could wrap those 15 shells off in about 5 seconds. A semi-automatic 22. and I was deadly accurate with the damn thing too.
Given that, that's still 15 kids dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 10 if you're a bad shot.
Yeah, but at the end of those, you have to stop and reload the gun, and that involved taking a sleeve out of the stock and
But he had to.
And individually loading the bullets in. Well, he had 2 guns that held probably 100 bullets in each clip. So he's preloaded with 200 shells. And just insane, just stupid. And it's a culture thing. It's not. People are blaming the gun. Well, the gun didn't pull the trigger itself. People are blaming the school because the back door was locked. A school door should never have to be locked. That's the one place on the planet kids should be able to go to and be safe. That's in the school. And
freaking Ukraine.
And so forth. Well, that's a Russian invasion. That's
bullshit too.
But in the States, it's a cultural thing. It's the culture of the United States of America. That wants to drive to Mexico, and it's like, can we go around? Can we go north? I'd sooner drive north, cross the Bering Strait or whatever the hell, the Arctic Ocean into Russia, and drive down and catch a fucking ferry across the Atlantic. Because I have no desire to go to the States. I don't like the States.
That's why when you get into the States, you fill up at one
just
end
go.
and you just go.
Yeah.
And you got to stop at the corral place for food, though, because that's amazing.
Yeah, so you could probably get shot there.
No, they really like my teeth.
Can we? So. Yeah, well, you don't have. I got missing teeth. I kind of fit in. You're a heap score down there. You're gonna start attracting bullets because you have all your teeth.
Creepy. It was a truck stop just outside of where the hell were we? I want to say just outside of Utah. No, we were in Dakota.
In the Dakotas?
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
We stopped at a truck stop for some fuel and something to eat. And guy comes over and, you want some sweet tea or you want tea? And it's like, well, what's the difference? And so he explained it. He's like, you're not around here. You're not from around here, are you? I said, no. He said, I can tell because you both have really, really nice teeth. And then he smiled and he had like one tooth in the front. It's like, okay, we're good.
And that man is the man that owns a gun that will take out 53 people in,
So, and I have to be careful too, traveling because, and it tells you right in this book that I will set off sensors now because it's just under the skin. So all the things that you walk through in the airport, they're going to set it off. So they gave me a card. They gave me this bracelet to wear at all times, a keychain, and I have to show the card wherever.
Yeah, and she has to carry that at all times.
So that if I set off a detector, and I don't know, I wonder if it's going to work like that in a store too. If I'm going to set off beakers, it'd be kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, pain in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
we'll see.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, I think that's about it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in and watching, and we'll see if we come across anything to bitch about next week. This week was actually a pretty good week. Nothing much to bitch about. Yeah, the dog came in and out 3 times. Tamara keeps score for me now, so I don't have to count out loud.
Sometimes it's a cat, though.
Yeah, this was a cat. The dog came in first, then 3 seconds later, the cat wanted in. So
all right,
that's all I do. Let the damn animals in now.
Oh yeah, and footprints in my garden. I was not happy. Pounce marks all throughout. Just after planting it, the rotten bastards.
Yeah.
Can't tell which one it was, but they're both being watched.
That's probably the cat. I'd have to guess the cat.
No, it looked pretty fast paced. So I think somebody. What is it with dogs in fresh soil? They just it must feel really good between their toes.
I don't know.
But you just decide to take a run through it.
Which she doesn't normally do. So I think it's a cat. Anyways, if you have something to bitch about, if you need to get something off your chest, send me an email, text me, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, and by the way, tomorrow that meatballs with stuffing was palatable at least. I put it in pasta with Alfredo sauce. but it sucked up all my Alfredo sauce.
Just gross.
I'm not getting it again.
My recipe was the best recipe. Thaw, feed the dog.
Well,
Just-
Swedish meatballs with turkey is not good.
No.
I'll say that. It's just not good. It was more palatable this time, but I'm still not going to make it again. It's not going to be a family favorite. Not in this family.
No, it's not. Well, say goodbye, though.
Goodbye, though.
She gone. She get mad at me when I do that. See, now I bring her
don't
back.
get mad at you.
Kick her out again. It's fun. I didn't eat meatballs at Christmas, Nora. I know better. I don't eat meatballs at Christmas. I eat ham, and that's about it. I don't like meatballs. I'm not a meatball fan. So yeah, you got something to bitch about? You got something to get off your chest?
Yes, but it's attached.
Oh, you punted yourself from the room so you can only be heard but not seen. Doe just pointed and went, yes, there's something I want to get off my chest. If you need a shoulder to cry on, or a ear to listen, or need some advice on which way to turn if you're dealing with cancer or anything, give us a shout. I mean, we're here to help. We'll listen. We'll try to help you in any way we can. We're not hiding from it. We're dealing with it, head on, and trying to share what we're going through with it, and just to be open and honest about everything we're going through. Just so you know, you're not alone. There's others out there like us that are going through all this shit. So let's band together and attack it all together. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. So have a good weekend, kids, and we'll see you next Friday.